Without disturbing for few minutes, they have kept aside. After some time, so the water molecules here, the water molecules concentration is more, so solute concentration is less. Solute's concentration is less, then automatically, so water molecules are moved from, so this beaker full of water to the T cell funnel. See, this arrow mark clearly given that. So when water is slowly enters through the egg membrane, this is the membrane, through the egg membrane, automatically this sucrose solution concentration is raised up to this. So this indicates that osmosis experiment. Okay. Next here, see, observation. The level of solution will rise in the stem of the funnel. See, already we have seen this funnel, the level of the sucrose solution is raised. That is the observation. Inference. Here you see inference. See, up to this much inference actually. See, the egg membrane is semi-permeable membrane. See here. So this is the T cell funnel. Like this way will be there. Okay. So T cell funnel. So in this T cell funnel, they have filled with the sucrose solution. Sucrose solution. Okay. So next here they have covered egg membrane. Egg membrane. That only yesterday we have seen that. Okay. So this egg membrane acts as a semi-permeable membrane. So this is entire we have kept in the beaker full of water. Beaker full of water. So this is water. This is water. Okay, see. So the water and sucrose solution is separated by semi-permeable membrane. So the egg membrane is a semi-permeable membrane and allows only water molecule to pass through. See, this egg membrane allows water molecule pass through semi-permeable membrane. So not the sugar molecule. That means what this semi-permeable membrane not at all allows sugar molecules. Only it can allows water molecules. So the water moves from dilute solution. Dilute solution means what? Water. Dilute solution to a concentrated solution. Here, concentrated solution is sucrose. Okay, that's all. That is the osmosis experiment. Next here, in the above experiment, the movement of water inside the funnel can be prevented by, see here, so in the above experiment, the movement of water, see, the movement of water inside the funnel can be prevented by applying the pressure to the solution from the upper part. See, this is, see, actually, here see, the water is entered from the beaker, from beaker to the cell funnel. So the movement of water from beaker to T cell funnel can be prevented by using additional pressure. See another experiment. See, generally water from here to T cell funnel goes. That's why here sucrose solution rises. But here we can stop the movement of water from the beaker to the T cell funnel by applying pressure. Upside, if you will apply pressure, upside here, if you will apply pressure with some instruments. So then what happened? Water molecule through the semi-permeable membrane does not enter into the sucrose solution. That is in this one discussion. Okay, see here what is that? In the above experiment, in the above experiment, the movement of water inside the funnel can be prevented by applying pressure to the solution from the upper part. Okay, so often moving, it's not possible. So here that is roughly I am drawing. See here, this is the cell funnel. So this is we have put into the beaker full of water. This is a diluted solution. So in this one, what was there? Concentrated solution, that is sucrose solution. Okay, so here we applied pressure. Here we applied some amount of pressure. Here we applied some amount of pressure. So when we applied pressure, the movement of water from diluted solution to sucrose solution is stopped. That only. The pressure solution from the upper part, the pressure required to stop movement of water completely is called osmotic pressure. So when we are apply pressure, when we apply pressure up from upside, the movement of water, the pressure is required to stop. Generally, if we would not apply any pressure, automatically water is entered into the T-cell funnel. When we apply pressure from upper side, so then due to this pressure stop the movement of water from the diluted solution to the T-cell funnel. That is called here mentioned osmotic pressure. It is one mark definition. Define osmotic pressure. Okay. So when some amount of pressure is required to stop the movement of water from the beaker to T-cell funnel, this is called osmotic pressure. So that osmotic pressure only we are applying osmotic pressure. This osmotic pressure only we are applied to the sucrose solution. Then automatically due to this external pressure, the water movement is stopped. This is called osmotic pressure. It is also referred as osmotic potential. Okay, osmotic pressure is also referred as osmotic potential or solute potential. The net direction and the rate of osmosis depends upon both pressure gradient and concentration gradient. Okay, so how the net direction and rate of osmosis depends upon both pressure gradient and concentration gradient. See how pressure gradient. See here, if we will apply pressure more and more, then osmosis stopped. Okay, so that's it. Next, concentration gradient. Concentration gradient. Concentration gradient means what? In the beaker, solute concentration if it is less, water concentration if it is more, then osmosis proceeds. In this, if pressure gradient or concentration gradient in this one, any variations occurred, then osmosis does not continue. Generally, this kind of situation in our body or plants does not take place. I am saying generally, if any pressure is applied from upper side, then osmosis does not take place. If the concentration gradient, any variations occurred, in such cases also, osmosis does not take place. That's the explanation about osmosis. See here one information we have to see. Water will move from its region of higher chemical potential to its region of lower chemical potential until equilibrium is reached. That only. So yesterday also we have seen chamber A, chamber B. Okay. Here water it is. Here sucrose solution. Okay. So the water from A to B moves until this is equilibrium, until it reaches to equilibrium. So the movement of water from its higher concentration to the point of lower concentration till both the concentrations becomes equal, osmosis process takes place. Then this phenomenon is called osmosis. Okay. So at equilibrium, the chambers could have the same water potential. When A chamber, B chamber comes to equilibrium state, so both will maintain same water potential. Okay. So this with these solutes, water is completely dissolved. Then A concentration, B concentration becomes equal. So when both the concentrations are become equal, in that cases, what happens to equilibrium maintained? Okay, that's all. So on the basis of this, here some questions we have to solve. So those questions we will see. The two chamber A and chamber B, containing solutions are separated by semi-permeable membrane. Here little bit. See here. This is the diagram. Here, this is chamber A, this is chamber B. So in this one, what was there? These are solutes. 2, 3, 4, 5 solutes are there. Here, solutes are more. Here, solutes are more. The rest of the this is water. This is water. So here water concentration is more. Next, here this is water. Here water concentration is less. Solute concentration is more. Solute concentration is more. See, these are all solutes. Solutes. These are all solutes. This is water. This is semi-permeable membrane. See here question A. Solution of which chamber has lower water potential? Which chamber has lower water potential? Generally guess it. So here solutes are more, water potential is less. Okay, water is less. So more solutes means lower water potential. More solutes means, carefully listen. More solutes, where out of 2 chambers, where more solutes are there? So this is more solutes. These are all more solutes. More solutes are there in B chamber. So if more solutes are there means the water potential is less. Then the answer is chamber B. Okay, next come to the B. So actually in your textbook, these answers are not there. Okay, so you better write. Or else in my material already I have given. Solution of which chamber has lower solute potential? Out of 2 chambers, which chamber has lower solute potential? Lower solute potential. You have to remember, yesterday I said that if high solutes, if high water means more water. More water means less solutes. So solutions of which chamber has lower solute potential? Solute potentials are lower. Which chamber? A chamber. Low solute concentration means lower solute potential. Okay. So chamber A has lower solute potential. In which chamber, in which direction will osmosis always occurs? In which direction osmosis always occurs? So from A to B. Already I said that. In this one, solute concentrations are 100, water concentration is 1000. Here, solute concentration is 1000, water concentration is 100. Okay, so here water concentration is more in A. Then water always moves from point of concentration, point of A to point of B till both the concentrations becomes equal. C. So in which direction will osmosis occurs? See, water move from A to B. Water will move from A to B. Okay. Next, which solution has higher solute potential? Which solution has higher solute potential? Here I wrote here 1000 water molecules, 100 solutes. Here 1000 solutes. 100 water molecules. See now, which solution has higher solute potential? Higher solute potential here 1000 is there, here 100 is there. So ultimately B chamber has higher solute potential. Chamber B has a higher solute potential. Okay, that is option C. Come to next D. Which solution has okay, D finish. D at equilibrium, which chamber will have lower water potential? At equilibrium, which chamber has E? Which chamber has lower? Which chamber at equilibrium? Which chamber will have lower water potential? See, lower water potential ultimately here already I wrote. What I wrote here 1000 solutes, 100 water molecules. So At equilibrium, both the chambers have the same water pressure. At equilibrium, sorry. So at equilibrium means what? So when both the concentrations are become equal, at that time, each chamber has lower water potential. So when the A concentration, B concentration, A chamber, B chamber are equilibrium, both the chambers have the same water potential. Okay, if not equilibrium, then B is more. When equilibrium, equilibrium means what? So water moves from chamber A to chamber B until both the concentrations becomes equal. When both the chambers are equal, then water potential also equal. Next, come to another last question. See, if one chamber has a psi of minus 2000 kilopascal and the other minus 1000 kilopascal, which is the chamber that has the highest psi? See, if you understand question, if one chamber has psi, see here, one chamber, water potential is minus 2000 kilopascals, and the other chamber has 1000 kilopascals. If one chamber has water potential is this much, another chamber water potential is this. Which is the chamber that has the high water potential? Hello, students. So can you say the answer? Which chamber? Don't see. Can you say the answer? Can you say the answer, students? One chamber water potential is 2. Another chamber water potential is 1000. These are. Yes, answer is there, na? So you are saying that, or else with understanding you are saying. Okay, so if water potential of one chamber is 2000 kilopascals, psi of another chamber is this is, then the chamber has a higher water potential. See, one chamber is this is, another chamber is this. Then which question is what? Which is the chamber that has the higher water potential? This is 1000 B chamber. B. It is A. B has higher potential. Why here? See, psi of another chamber 1000. Then chamber has B chamber has higher water potential because more negative means lesser potential. More negative here, more negative means lesser potential. Okay, so here yesterday I said that statement. You remember I said, so that statement here I have mentioned. A solution containing more solutes always has lower water potential. Always has lower water potential. Which is the chamber has a higher water potential. A solution containing more solutes. Here more solutes. So more solutes means what? Lower water potential. And a solution containing less solutes. Here solutes what? Less solids has a higher water potential. So according to the question, which is the chamber has the higher water potential? B chamber. The chamber B has higher water potential. So for this question only, yesterday I have given complete information about water potential. Actually, about water potential in these 14 years, I could not find one question also in board exam. Even in CT exam also, I could not find. Okay, but to convey this is the information I have given. To convey the F question, I have explained that. Okay, ma? So on the basis of this, there is a chances up to now, even NEET also I could not find asking questions. We cannot say that you may be a lucky students. Okay, that's all. Okay, ma? So with this related to osmosis topic is finished. Osmosis topic is finished. Next topic we will see Yes. Next topic. That next continuation topic is plasmolysis. See, so the plasmolysis definition also very difficult and important definition. See, so plasmolysis. First of all, what is plasmolysis? Okay. So if you will see what is plasmolysis, okay, it occurs when water moves out of the plant cell. See, it occurs when water moves out of the plant cell. See here, plant cell like this way. Plant cell. Okay, so it occurs, plasmolysis occurs when water moves out of the plant cell. Okay, here generally inside the plant cell, water will be there. Water will be there. It occurs when water moves out of the plant cell and the cell membrane of a plant cell shrinks. Shrinks means what? Comes closer. So whatever may be the here, cell membrane will be there. This is the cell membrane. Cell membrane. This the cell membrane. The cell membrane of a plant cell shrinks. Shrinks means what? That shrinks condition I am showing. Like this way, cell membrane shrinks. Here, expanded condition. So here, the same cell membrane shrinks like this way, shrinks from its cell wall. This is what? Cell wall. Cell wall. This is cell membrane. Cell membrane. Okay. So when water moves out of the plant cell, then what happens? This cell membrane becomes, the cell membrane of the plant cell shrinks away from the cell wall. So actually, this cell membrane is closer contact with the cell wall. When water is expelled out of the cell, then what? Then this cell membrane closed gradually, shrinks. Shrinks means what? Closed from its cell wall. In that condition, what happened? The plant cell becomes flaccid. The plant cell. So this entire is the plant cell. So the plant cell becomes flaccid. Flaccid means what? Inactive. Inactive. So and the protoplasm, when the this cell membrane comes closer, inside whatever may be the protoplasm is present, that protoplasm does not exert any pressure on the cell wall. When sufficient water is there, at that time only this protoplasm exert pressure on the cell wall. If water is lost, so the protoplasm does not exert any pressure on the cell wall. So this process is known as plasmolysis. Okay, it is very simple to remember. What happened? So when water is moves out of the cell, out of the plant cell, the cell membrane of a plant cell shrinks away from the cell. So at that moment, the plant becomes inactive. Flaccid means inactive. At that time, protoplasm inside the plant cell does not exert any pressure, does not create. Exert means create any pressure on the cell wall. If the cell wall is does not have any pressure means, then in that conditions, the plant cells are shrinks, comes closer. Okay, when the pressure is exerted, the cell becomes active and expanded. When pressure was not there inside the protoplasm, the plant cell comes closer. This phenomenon is known as plasmolysis. This process is known as plasmolysis. Okay, ma? That's all. Next, here see, some changes takes place in a plant cell. Changes in a plant cell when kept in different solutions of concentration. See here, different solutions of concentration. Generally, we have taken one plant cell from the plant. If we will keep that plant cell in different solutions, depends upon those solution concentrations, the plant cell shows various kinds of changes. That is what here we will see. There are three kinds of solutions. Basis of relative concentration of water and solutes. Three concentrated solutions they have kept, depends upon relative concentration of water and solutes on with respect to their concentration in the cell. Okay, so externally whatever maybe they have taken solution. In that solution, concentrate water and solutes shows variations with respect to the inside of the concentration of substances. So see, isotonic. Isotonic means what? Equal. Equal. Isotonic means equal. Isotonic. Isotonic means equal. Hypotonic. Hypotonic means what? Low. Hypertonic means what? Higher. So isotonic solution. The solution has the same concentration of water and solutes. See the solution. See, this is the solution. The solution has equal. The solution has same concentration of water and solutes as inside a cell. So they have kept one plant cell. They have kept one plant cell. What kind of plant cell they have kept? See, like this way, plant cell they have kept. Okay. So in this one, how much amount of water solutes are there? Same amount of water and solutes are kept in the solution. That's why it is called isotonic solution. In the isotonic solution, when we have kept a plant cell, nothing happens. Why? Inside concentration, inside the water concentration, solutes concentration, outside the water concentration, solute concentration, both are similar, equal. In such cases, so nothing happens. See, the solutions have same concentration of water and solutes as inside a cell. The external solution inside the cell and outside the cell concentration same. Then in that conditions, the external solution balances the osmotic pressure. Any osmotic pressure does not take place. So when it becomes reverse, then osmotic pressure there is a chances to occur. But here the solution, here solution concentration, here solution concentration similar. So then osmotic balance, the solution balances the osmotic pressure of the cells, osmotic balance of the cytoplasm of the cell. Okay, inside the osmotic pressure with these balances, nothing happens from beaker to inside to beaker, water transformations, nothing happens. That is called isotonic solution. In these cases, plant cell does not show any kind of changes. Okay, that's it. Next, hypotonic. Hypotonic means what here? The solution has. Okay, so next come to the point. Hypotonic solution. Hypotonic solution. The solution has lower solute. The solution, see, this is the solute. The solution. This is the solution. The solution has lower solute concentration. Lower solute concentration. Hypo means what? Low. The solution has lower solute concentration. Lower solute concentration means what? Water molecules are more. Water molecules are more. Okay. Then inside the cell, here they have kept one cell. Then inside the cell, solutes concentration is lower. The external solution is more dilute than the cytoplasm. Lower solute means what? More dilute. That means more water than the cytoplasm of the cell. Then what happened? Water enters from solution to the cell. Okay, so this is called hypotonic solution. In these conditions, what happened? So the cell bulges out. This is the cell bulges. Why? From the external medium, the water is entered inside the cell. Okay, the solution has lower solute concentration, more water. Then the excess solution is more water than the cytoplasm. Then automatically the water is entered. Water entered into the plant cell. At that time, this plant cell little bit creates a turgid. Turgid means bulges. That is called hypotonic solution. Next, hypertonic. So hypertonic means what? It is low, it is higher. The solution has higher solute concentration. See here, the solute has, this is the solution. The solution has higher solute concentration. Higher solute. Solute means salts concentration. Then inside the plant cell. Then inside the plant cell. Then what happened? The external solution is more concentrated than the cytoplasm. External solution, higher solutes than inside the cell. Then external solution is more concentrated than the cytoplasm. That means water entered into the higher solution. Sugar does not enter from higher solution to the plant cell. So water from this water is released into the higher solution. Higher solutes means what? Less water only na here, less water. Then from the plant cell cytoplasm, the water is entered into the solutes. This is called hypertonic solution. Water is released. Like this, the plant cell behave differently when placed in these three kinds of solutions. Okay, ma? That's all. Next one is imbibition. So here see imbibition definition. See here. A absorption of water by seeds or wood is called imbibition. Simple. If we keep a seed in water, what happens? The water is absorbed by that particular seed. That is called imbibition. At the same time, wood also. If we keep wood outside during rainy season, so what happens? So that wood will absorb more and more water. It will be bulges out. Its surface is increased. That phenomenon is called imbibition. Okay, that's so this is the explanation.